In the coldest inhabited region on Earth, temperatures fall to an unimaginable -71 degrees Celsius. At this extreme, metal shatters, breath freezes instantly, and exposed skin can die in seconds. Yet here, families continue their daily lives. This is not survival for a day or a challenge. This is daily life. A family living in a world where winter never truly leaves. Inside, life continues. Fire becomes the center of everything. Without it, the cold would claim this home within minutes. Every day begins the same way. Before food, before rest, comes the battle against the cold. Even water cannot escape the cold. Every drop must be melted from ice, carried in, and carefully preserved. Outside, the cold waits patiently. Every trip beyond the door is a calculated risk. Animals are essential to survival here. Without them, there is no food, no clothing, no life. At -71 degrees Celsius, even the simplest tools become difficult to use. Metal burns the skin, and frozen parts can break without warning. By afternoon, the storm grows stronger. Winds rise, visibility disappears, and the temperature drops even further. This is when survival becomes uncertain. There is only one safe place now: inside. In Yakutia, knowing when to stop is the difference between life and death. In Yakutia, food is never taken for granted. At these temperatures, even cooking becomes a challenge. Meals must be simple, fast, and full of energy. Calories mean survival. Every bite helps the body fight against the freezing air outside. Without enough energy, the cold wins. In most places, food spoils quickly. But here, the cold preserves everything. Nature itself becomes the freezer. Winter nights in Yakutia can last nearly 20 hours. Darkness stretches endlessly, and the cold grows stronger. Through the night, the fire must stay alive. If it goes out, the temperature inside will drop rapidly, and by morning, survival may no longer be possible. Even sleep is a risk. The body slows, and heat is lost more quickly. Layers of fur and the warmth of the fire are the only protection. Out here, isolation is constant. Days, sometimes weeks, pass without seeing another human. The silence becomes part of life. This life is not new. It has been passed down through generations. Knowledge, skills, and respect for the land. After the long night, morning finally returns, but the cold remains. In Yakutia, survival is not a single moment. It is a daily reality. And for those who live here, life continues, even at -71 degrees Celsius. Morning in Yakutia does not bring comfort. It brings the same cold, the same struggle, repeated every single day. Every day begins with the same task: creating water. Because here, water does not exist in liquid form. The animals must be checked constantly. In this cold, even one weak moment can cost a life. At -71 degrees Celsius, the human body begins to fail quickly. Fingers, toes, face, all vulnerable to frostbite. Even the tools meant to help can fail. Metal cracks, ropes snap, and repairs must be immediate. And just as the day begins, the wind returns. In Yakutia, calm never lasts long. Survival is exhausting. Every movement requires effort. Every task drains energy. But even here, there are moments of quiet. Moments where the land feels almost peaceful. Many would ask, why live here? Why choose a life in such extreme cold? But for the Nomad, this is not a choice. It is home. In Yakutia, survival is not about strength alone. It is about routine, discipline, and respect for the land. And tomorrow, it all begins again. Temperatures drop again, even lower than before. In Yakutia, the cold is never finished. Even the home fights back. Doors squeeze shut, hinges lock in ice. At -71 degrees Celsius, the air itself becomes dangerous. Tiny ice particle cut against exposed skin. If the fire weakens, there is no time to wait. The cold moves faster than any human can react. Even the materials of the house begin to suffer. Wood cracks under the pressure of extreme cold. Outside, the animals must endure the same cold. Their survival is tied directly to his own. Outside, the animals must endure the same cold. Their survival is tied directly to his own. Fatigue is dangerous. Sleep, if unprotected, can become permanent. And yet, another day passes, another night endured, another battle against the cold survived. In Yakutia, survival is not extraordinary. It is simply life, lived every day at -71°C. This morning, the cold reaches its peak. The thermometer drops to its lowest point, -71°C, where survival hangs by a thread. Even inside the home, the cold begins to creep in. Frost forms along the walls, windows freeze from within. Resources are limited. Every piece of firewood matters. Every decision carries risk. Resources are limited. Every piece of firewood matters. Every decision carries risk. Even the trees are frozen solid. Cutting wood becomes a battle against time and the cold itself. The longer he stays outside, the greater the risk. Every second matters. Finally, he returns, back to the only place that stands between life and the cold. The fire rises again. Warmth slowly returns to the frozen space. The fire rises again. Warmth slowly returns to the frozen space. Tomorrow, the cold will return. The wind will rise again, and the cycle of survival will continue. Because here, at -71°C, life never stops. No one saw him leave. No tracks, no fire, no trace, as if the cold itself erased him from the world. But in Yakutia, stories travel faster than storms. Hunters speak of a man who walked into the cold and never came back. Some say when the blizzard is at its worst, you can see him, standing in the storm, watching, just like they once watched him. In the coldest place on earth, survival is no longer his fight. It is his purpose, to protect or to test those who dare to enter. 100 hours, -71°C, Yakutia. Some come here to survive, others become part of it.